a few hours ago, I was on the Blue Line, Chicago, and it was this young dude. You know how a female perform oral sex on you. Nobody was in front of him besides this guy, which was a distance off. So in the spirit realm, it's like he was impersonating, is making gestures as if he was giving the guy a blowjob. So I looked and I seen it, and his hand was going like he was, giving the guy a blowjob. And the guy that he was looking right at in his eyes he was looking at him as if he can feel it. He was looking at him like he was able to feel it. So I know that's demonic, that's like Jezebel, whereas, God's spirit came down and hovered over Mary, which resulted in Immaculate Conception, Jesus Christ. So it's not too far-fetched, So I seen it. They know I seen it because the light hit them, they shined on them, and they was like trying to, play it off. So of course, they don't want to take accountability for their actions. They want to place their negative energy on somebody else as if it was my fault. So push can shove, we go to that point where 2 minutes later, I didn't notice a guy was walking around me because I probably was reading Revelation 6 or Revelation 7 at the time or something like that. So push gonna shove, it goes to the next point where I look up and he was right there looking at me. Like close. Like he was looking at my midsection, like in my private area. And just standing there like in my all the way in my personal space, right? So when I look up, I snapped on him. I almost reached out and touched him physically in his face. But he was he was real skinny, a young skinny guy. So with so much going on, with so many threats going on, I guess they think I'm scared. Whereas I know they working with the police. The police and them are the same thing. Darkness is darkness. You submit to Satan, people submit to Satan. They the same thing. The police, all that. You know what I'm saying? All they gotta do is just have somebody call the police and then I'm locked up. So that's why they try to say stuff about snitches and all that. Nigga, you are the police, nigga. Where you getting your guns and drawers from? They letting it through. Okay, stop playing, man. Stop playing, man. Keep that goofy stuff with them. So anyway, it becomes to a point where now he acting tough and shit, So there's cameras all on the Blue Line. People sitting there watching, So I'm just remaining cool. Even just left it out of my mind, I walked off. So now he going back and forth like, yeah, talking about that's why they want to kill you, or yeah, we gonna kill you, this and that and the third. Nigga, and I told him I'll get off on the same stop you get off on. But he goes to the other car. Then comes to the car that I was in. Go to the other car. Go to the car that I was in. So I'm just continue reading my scriptures, like I'm going from it. Because I'm not finna sit here and just stay angry, Nah, you ain't gonna do nothing. I ain't gonna do nothing either. So anyway, it became one of those situations where the moral of the whole situation is people that engage in demonic activity is like a burglar that goes out at nighttime. They don't want to be in a light. Like, example, this light right here will stop a burglar from breaking into here because the light's shining all on there, right? I'm not finna break in that. But if it's dark, no light, then I'm all in there. But guess what? When the police come, flashing that light, it's a problem. Now I'm mad at the police, talking about, what I do, got a crowbar. What I do, you ain't read me my rights, and all this stuff. Instead of just saying, yeah, in my mind, it's like, yeah, okay, I was out. I know what I was doing. I know I was wrong, so I can't blame the police for doing their job. So in the sense when it comes to the spiritual warfare, people submitting to Satan, and everything like this, whether they know it or not, that's what it is. They get mad at you because you seen it. So now in the Bible it says the light is supposed to shine on their evil deeds and it's supposed to expose them. And I actually told him, like, man, you mad because I caught you over there doing the fuck shit. That's what I said. You know what I'm saying? Which ain't got nothing to do with me. But if you're going to be mad at yourself. Or just stop doing it. I seen you. That's why you mad. So push gonna shove. That was that. And it was another one, I came past this female. I think her face turned into like a werewolf. Because her eyes went black like a werewolf. And her face like it had a snout. Like a dog. And then like she had a tongue. Like her face turned into a werewolf, man. Like a werewolf. You remember the Teenage Werewolf movie? Hollywood can't come up with that unless it exists to a certain extent. Can't nobody mind just go all out there open like that. No, it gotta exist to a certain degree. Talking dogs, babies like Bride of Chucky. Babies can be possessed. And babies are most definitely involved with it too. You can believe that. I got the gift of discerning spirits. I believe I got a few more gifts too, but that's that. So, that's the situation that happened in. So throughout the whole day, it was real heavy with accusation, real heavy with them trying to pump fear and all this. Oh, they after you. Why you keep saying the same thing for years? They've been saying, oh, they after you. But when I come around, ain't nobody around. I'm ready to face it, but they don't want to face it because they know once I face it, then it's going to be all over with. But it's not like I'm going to go off somewhere else and then still be thinking about like, man, I'm going to go hit it. No, my mind is far from it. So when I come back to it again and they talking about this Kill Bill nonsense, it's going to be like all new to me again because it's like, damn, I was just having a good time over here. These people still talking about this negative stuff. So that's when I just go to avoid it because we must endure to the end because we don't want to get caught up in the snare. And one of the snares would be me ended up going to jail for breaking somebody's jaw or doing something or even getting hurt myself. You know what I'm saying? So, man, look at here, man. But, that's what happened today. You know what I'm saying? And then when I seen old girl, when I seen her, the guy that was behind him, they didn't even know each other. It's always going to be somebody that come out, like he came out with his hand up as if he had a gun in his hand. So normally you would get mad at that, a small mind. But I'm looking at the bigger picture, like he just did that because he know I just seen her do some shape-shifting type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he doing that, which didn't work. Because I seen her face like transform or something. But it's crazy though.